Kozakowski.
We've been worried for quite some time. First, when he started to not come home. Then, when the fights got worse, his friends changed. He stopped showing up for school. But I was never scared. Not until I saw his face that day standing there, swinging his bat as if he couldn't wait to hit his father.
If your child is in trouble, get help now. Charter is here for you 24 hours a day. If you don't get help at Charter, please get help somewhere.
Last year, I started having problems with my bladder. I didn't have the control I used to have when I was younger.
I was too embarrassed to talk about it.
It changed my life.
You are not alone. Half of all women experience incontinence at some point in our lives. There are new solutions and cures.
The only thing worse than suffering from incontinence is not knowing that you don't have to.
Don't be afraid to talk about it.
Incontinence is treatable. Talk to a urologist.
Can we talk about birth control for a second? No, it's for your pets. Each year, millions of dogs and cats must die in animal shelters because there just aren't enough good homes. The solution takes action, not talk. Have your pets spayed or neutered. They'll be happier and healthier, just like my dogs. And instead of talking about birth control, we can talk about what they really want to hear. When do we eat?
Huh? Oh, yes. What's that? Let's go.
You're watching ABC for Alaska on Alaska's Superstation.
The following program is a paid advertisement.
Wow! Rock and roll of the 50s. Some of the best music ever recorded by the biggest names in rock history. Chuck Berry, Phil Haley, Buddy Holly, Jerry Lee Lewis. Absolutely the best. Hello, I'm Rex Smith, and welcome to Time Life's Music Showcase. In this half hour, we're going to relive the most revolutionary era in rock music. But first, I want to show you something. Take a look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, today Time Life Music is offering their biggest collection of 50s hits ever at an unprecedented price. It's Dick Clark's rock and roll era, and it's huge. 198 songs, every one a classic. Now, I can't tell you how excited I am about this, and just wait until I tell you about the price. It's a steal. The greatest offer Time Life Music has ever presented. But keep this in mind, this offer is only available for a limited time. Just listen to this. Only the lonely. Go, go! Go, Johnny, go! Go! Johnny, be good. Incredible music, isn't it? If all the great rock and roll songs of the 50s have one thing in common, it's how good they make us feel when we hear them. And now you can make sure rock and roll like that never dies, because for the first time, all the best, the most important songs from the most important decade in American music have been brought together in this one master collection called Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era. It's the biggest and best 50s collection ever. 198 amazing songs. Now, no one but Time Life could put a collection like this together. And when they were done, there was only one man worthy of putting his name on it. The legendary Dick Clark. Listen to what he has to say.
You know, I've lived through this era, and this is the best collection I've ever seen. That's why I'm proud to put my name on it.
Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era. It's the ultimate rock and roll music set. The most comprehensive collection of rock hits ever put together. All original recordings by the stars who made them famous. All digitally mastered. Look at the names of this collection. Roy Orbison, Little Richard, Fats Domino, Chuck Berry, the Platters, and Jerry Lee Lewis. It's got it all. The doo-wop bands, the hottest teen love songs, all the hits at the top of the charts. Let's hear some more of the greatest music of the century, courtesy of Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era. The year is 1954, and while most of America is listening to your hit parade, teenagers have a different sound in mind, one the DJs are starting to call rock and roll. Earth angel, will you be mine? Good night, sweetheart, well, it's time to go home.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go home.
If there were any doubts that rock and roll was here to stay, by 1955 they were put to rest by a young man named Bill Haley, who with this song became the first rock and roller to top the charts at #1. '55 also introduced us to some rock and roll legends like Chuck Berry.
You done started doing the thing you used to do. Ain't that a shame? My tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame. Oh, yeah, I'm the great pretender. Well, it's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoe. You can do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoe. Be my blue, she's my baby. Be my blue, don't make me baby. Be my blue, she's my baby.
All this great music you're hearing comes from Dick Clark's rock and roll era. It's the most complete collection of classic rock and roll music you'll ever find. Now here's the best part. Time Life Music is offering the deal of the century. 6 hot CDs or cassettes. 1954 to 1955, 1956, 57, 58, 59, and 1960. More hits than ever before. It's unprecedented, an incredible value. As a matter of fact, when I discovered what they wanted to price this at, I was astounded. Listen to this. For everyone that calls in right now, we'll let all of these songs go for just 4 easy payments of $26.99 for cassettes or only $29.99 for compact discs. That's right, just 4 easy payments, $26.99 for cassettes or only $29.99 for compact discs. Talk about a value. And take a look at this. It's risk-free. You've got 30 days to enjoy them. And if you aren't totally in love with them, just send them back. No questions asked. But wait, it gets even better. Pick up the phone right now, order Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era, and we'll send you this special bonus album, The Class of '61, packed with 22 more fabulous hits you'll only find in this exclusive collector's album. Now that brings your total rock and roll hits to 154. What a value. But that's not all. Today, we are making history. Call right now, and we'll send you 2 additional bonus albums. 22 great hits from the best of '62, plus 22 more fabulous songs from the top hits of '63 at no extra cost. Now, that brings your grand total of rock and roll hits to a whopping 198. Talk about a deal. You can't beat it. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me carefully. This is the best-selling music collection in history. Millions have been sold, but never before has Time Life offered so many hits at such a low price. Jump on this one right away, folks. You got to get on the phone right now and dial that toll-free number. And while you're doing that, here's another hot sample of the biggest, best-sounding rock and roll collection ever issued.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will. What a thrill. Great ball to fight.
1957 was the year America first heard Jerry Lee Lewis, the Everly Brothers, and the driving beat of a hard-rockin' Texan named Buddy Holly.
Then you know why I feel blue without Peggy. My Peggy Sue. Wake up, please, Susie. Wake up. Wake up, please, Susie. Wake up. Come on over, baby, whole lot of shaking going on. Yes, I say come on over, baby, baby, you can't go wrong. We ain't faking, whole lot of shaking going on.
1957 also introduced us to some of the greatest groups of the decade.
Do the stop and even stroll it at the hop.
If you're just joining us, we're presenting Time Life Music's greatest offer ever, Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era. 198 of the biggest songs from 1954 through 1963 at an unbelievably great price. And what's really amazing is the sound. Folks, take a look at this. Remember these classic 1950s era portable record players? Hey, you thought your old 45 sounded great on one of these. But wait until you hear all your old favorites now. Every song on Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era is digitally mastered from the original recording, so that for the very first time, you'll actually hear the full range of music exactly as it sounded the day it was recorded. Crystal clear, from the deepest bass to the highest treble. It's amazing. You've got to hear for yourself. Now, folks, listen to me carefully. This is an unprecedented offer. Check that price, and I really want you to get in on this great deal. Remember, you've got a 30-day free trial, a full month. If it's not the best music you've ever heard, just send it back, and Time Life will refund your money, no questions asked. Really, the collection's that good. My personal opinion is you just can't go wrong. This is an absolute must-have, so call the toll-free number on your screen now. We'll get this one right on its way to your door.
Introducing Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era. 198 hits from the most explosive era in music history.
Good golly, Miss Molly, sure like the ball. Good golly, Miss Molly, blue moon, you saw me standing alone. I wanna dream lover, so I don't have to dream alone.
You'll get the best of the Platters, Little Richard, Richie Valens, Bill Haley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Roy Orbison, the greatest collection of rock and roll legends ever assembled. And now you can own it all in one magnificent collection.
Each night I ask the stars above, why must I be a teenager in love?
Every classic on Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era is mastered directly from the original studio recordings. At last, you'll hear all the music as big and fresh as the day it was recorded.
Little darling,
You'll recapture the excitement of the rock and roll era with the breakthrough hits from 1954 and 55, all the classics from 1956, the unforgettable favorites from 1957, the hottest from 1958, and the very best from 1959 and 1960.
come on over, baby, whole lot of shake going on. Yes, I say, come on over, baby, baby, you can't go wrong. Wake up, little Susie, wake up. Wake up, little Susie, wake up. All of my love, all of my kissing, you don't know what you've been missing, oh boy, when you're with me, oh boy.
Each album in Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era comes with complete liner notes packed with photos and stories about the artists and their music. It's all available on 6 compact discs or 6 double-length cassettes.
Only the lonely know the way I feel tonight.
Plus, when you order Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era, we'll send you this special bonus album, The Class of '61, packed with 22 fabulous hits you'll find only in this exclusive collector's album.
And it goes like this. The name of the dance is the peppermint twist.
And if you call right now, we'll send you 2 additional bonus albums, 22 great hits from 1962, plus 22 more fabulous hits from 1963 at no extra cost. That raises your total rock and roll hits to a whopping 198. You can't beat this deal. Call now to enjoy Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era. If it's not the best rock and roll collection you've ever heard, just send it back for a full refund. No questions asked. There's no club to join, and Time Life guarantees your satisfaction. So have your credit card ready and call our toll-free number now to get Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era, including the Class of '61, the best of 1962, and the top hits of 1963 bonus albums. Ask for rush delivery and begin enjoying this incredible collection in just a few days. Credit card users pay 4 monthly installments of $26.99 for cassettes or only $29.99 for compact discs. Or you can send a check or money order in the amount of your first installment to Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era, Department 7, Richmond, Virginia 23280. We'll bill you for the rest. Remember, Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era is not sold in stores, so don't wait. Call now.
This, without a doubt, has the best selection of top-notch songs that I ever heard.
You cannot be in a bad mood when you listen to these tapes. They definitely bring you up.
Time Life has put them all together, all the best ones together, one after the other, so it's enjoyable. You can sit down and really reminisce.
Fats Domino, Bo Diddley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Chuck Berry. These are the artists who really influenced music for the last 40 years. They're all right here. There's never been a collection like this. This is it. This is the rock and roll era.
Let's hear some more of the greatest music of the century, courtesy of Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era. Remember 1958? Rock and roll is riding high, and that year produced some of the greatest songs of the era.
Deep down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way back up in the woods among the evergreens, there stood a log cabin made of earth and wood, where lived a country boy named Johnny B. Good.
Hello, baby. Chantilly lace and a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down, a wiggle in the walk and a giggle in the talk. Make the world go round.
Bobby Darin. Splish splash, I was taking a bath. A song about a Saturday night. Yeah. Rubbed up, just relaxing in the tub, thinking everything was alright. I'm a gonna raise a fuss, I'm a gonna raise a holler about a working on summer just to try to earn a dollar.
Have you ever noticed how really beautiful love songs from the 50s were? I wonder how many thousands of teenagers fell in love to ballads like these.
In my heart, caught by you. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are. Baby, if I say every night to come back to me.
Rock and roll was more than just great music. It was a great excuse to dance.
Rockin' Robin, go rockin' Robin, 'cause we really gonna rock 'em tonight.
Do you wanna dance and hold my hand? Tell me I'm the love man, oh baby. Do you wanna dance?
Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll. I'll make love to you.
Take out the papers and the scraps.
A lot of 50s music was just plain fun.
If you don't scrub that kitchen floor, you ain't gonna rock and roll no more.
Don't talk that.
Tequila! Wow, that brings back the memories. Folks, if you've just joined us, we're talking about the deal of the century, Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era. Just take a look at the sheer volume of what you get. 9 CDs or cassettes, each with 22 certifiable classics, not just 10 or 11 like a store-bought CD, so you're getting twice the music for your money. Now that's 22 hits on each album. What a buy. Folks, if you haven't gotten in on this, now's the time to dial. Just think about what you're getting. 198 digitally mastered recordings by the original stars. And remember, there are no second-rate filler cuts in this collection. Every song is a winner. Now here are a few more of my favorites.
I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill. Why does the rain fall from up above? Why do fools fall in love? Why do they fall in love?
cranked it up, and it sounds just as good as if it were recorded right today. No background noise, no, as you say, no hissing or humming or anything. It's clear, sharp.
I listen to the tapes in my car, turn them up real loud, and just sing.
The sound that you get out of this is literally maybe 10 times better than anything that I ever heard before.
It's ageless. This music is ageless.
By 1958, everybody knew something was happening. And when you heard these songs, it was like a jolt of electricity. That's what rock and roll is all about. That's what this collection is all about.
'59 marks the peak of a major rock and roll phenomenon, the teenage love song.
Each night I ask the stars above, why must I be a teenager in love? 16 candles make a lovely life. I wanna dream lover, so I don't have to dream alone. Come with me, my love, to the sea of love.
In 1959, rock and roll held tight to its rhythm and blues roots.
See the girl with the red dress on, she can do the burning all night long. Yeah, yeah. What I say? All right. There go my baby, moving on down the line. Going to Kansas City, here I come.
And by 1960, there were plenty of new voices ready to shake up the music scene.
Only the lonely know the way I feel tonight. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone without a dream in my heart. In the
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're making music history today with Time Life Music's greatest offer ever. You got to see this to believe it. This is the big one, folks. Dick Clark's rock and roll era. Now get ready to listen because we're just about out of time, and this is an absolute must-have. Now here's what you get. 9 CDs or cassettes, each with 22 certifiable classics, not just 10 or 11 like a store-bought CD or tape. That's 198 songs by the original stars, digitally mastered. Just the quality alone will amaze you. Then look at these complete liner notes. A different one with each album, packed with fascinating stories and illustrations, behind-the-scene facts about the artists that bring the music alive, all carefully compiled by the prestigious Time Life writers. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't miss out on this one. There's less than 5 minutes remaining, so dial fast. Tell the operator you won't rush delivery, and in just a few days, you'll get Dick Clark's rock and roll era hand-delivered right to your door. Listen to it at your leisure for a full month, and if you don't agree that it's absolutely the best rock and roll collection you've ever heard, send it back for a complete refund, no questions asked. Hey, it's from Time Life. You expect only the best from them, and you get it. Remember, you'll never find a better 50s collection, and you'll never find a better offer. Time Life Music's greatest offer ever.
Introducing Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era. 198 hits from the most explosive era in music history.
Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? Wake up, little Susie, wake up. Wake up, little Susie, wake up. Oh, yeah, I'm the great pretender.
You'll get the best of the Platters, Little Richard, Richie Valens, Bill Haley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Roy Orbison, the greatest collection of rock and roll legends ever assembled. And now you can own it all in one magnificent collection.
Each night I ask the stars above, why must I be a teenager in love?
Every classic on Dick Clark's rock and roll era is mastered directly from the original studio recordings. At last, you'll hear all the music as big and fresh as the day it was recorded.
Hey, little darling, oh, darling.
You'll recapture the excitement of the rock and roll era with the breakthrough hits from 1954 and 55, all the classics from 1956, the unforgettable favorites from 1957, the hottest from 1958, and the very best from 1959 and 1960.
Come on over, baby, whole lot of shake going on. Yes, I say come on over, baby, baby, you can't go wrong. And I wonder where she will stay, my little runaway. Run, 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 run away. All of my love, all of my kissing, you don't know what you've been missing, oh boy, when you're with me, oh boy.
Each album in Dick Clark's rock and roll era comes with complete liner notes packed with photos and stories about the artists and their music. It's all available on 6 compact discs or 6 double-length cassettes.
Only the lonely know the way I feel tonight.
Plus, when you order Dick Clark's rock and roll era, we'll send you this special bonus album, The Class of '61, packed with 22 fabulous hits you'll find only in this exclusive collector's album.
Gotta do the dance and it goes like this. Yeah, the name of the dance is the peppermint twist.
And if you call right now, we'll send you 2 additional bonus albums, 22 great hits from 1962, plus 22 more fabulous hits from 1963 at no extra cost. That raises your total rock and roll hits to a whopping 198. You can't beat this deal. Call now to enjoy Dick Clark's rock and roll era. If it's not the best rock and roll collection you've ever heard, just send it back for a full refund. No questions asked. There's no club to join, and Time Life guarantees your satisfaction. So have your credit card ready and call our toll-free number now to get Dick Clark's rock and roll era, including the class of '61, the best of 1962, and the top hits of 1963 bonus albums. Ask for rush delivery and begin enjoying this incredible collection in just a few days. Credit card users pay 4 monthly installments of $26.99 for cassettes or only $29.99 for compact discs. Or you can send a check or money order in the amount of your first installment to Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era, Department 7, Richmond, Virginia 23280. We'll bill you for the rest. Remember, Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Era is not sold in stores, so don't wait. Call now.
Time Life did an excellent job with selection. Everyone is a winner.
Fun stuff. It's great stuff. You could dance to this. I wish I had this when I won my first mashed potato contest in 8th grade.
Remember, Dick Clark's rock and roll era is not sold in stores, so don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And Time Life's biggest offer ever is just for a limited time, folks. Clock's ticking down, so call us now. You'll never regret it, guaranteed. I'm Rex Smith saying thanks for watching and enjoy the music.
You know, I've lived through this era, and this is the best collection I've ever seen. That's why I'm proud to put my name on it.
When the clock strikes 12, we'll cool off and start a rockin' around the clock.